Hey there, everyone. This is Gregory. I am here on the Worldwide Tea podcast with the one and only Melinda Verga. Melinda, how are you doing today?
I am great. I am feeling galvanized, feeling confident, feeling like myself again. Listen, it's been a long while since we filmed this, and that whole time, that wait, whew, that's torture. So finally, full circle. I'm here today, feeling like myself again.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you because I know you shot this basically a year ago, and I have to ask, what was it tougher to go through the experience of that episode that we just watched, or was it waiting for a year to be able to just talk to anybody about it, or anyone outside of your close friends?
Listen, I actually haven't seen it.
Oh,
I haven't seen it. I just started working a day job, and then yesterday, after work, my partner and I decided to go to West Edmonton Mall and go window shopping and have dinner there. And then by the time we got home, I was so tired. I think it was about 7, and then watched TV a little bit, and then I passed out because I was so tired, right? But I haven't seen it. But listen, it's not because I'm avoiding it. Okay, maybe a little bit, um, but because um, I just want to be able to enjoy yesterday fully for the day that it was. So now that I'm seeing all the comments online, I'm like, okay, maybe you should because this is a lot of good shit. There's a lot of love happening online. And with that said, the response since Meet the Queens to then episode 1 to then my elimination yesterday. I mean, I'm gooped and gagged with how this is backfiring in a good way. When I spent all of 2025 torturing myself with just a possibility of this ending my drag career, when it looks like we're, I think, headed for a new beginning.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I can't imagine you would have thought this would have ended your career. I mean, obviously, I didn't go through what you went through, and none of us watching did. But when you watch the episode, I don't think you'll get that takeaway at all. I do want to ask. I have a lot of general questions about the show and your experience on it. But for this particular episode, there is a moment where one of your co-stars says that they didn't think you knew the words in the lip sync. And
Hmm.
I watched it twice and I'm like, I think you knew most of the words to the
Correct.
song. Did you?
Correct.
Or did you know the song by Danny Minogue?
So I didn't know the song before coming to the show, but the 2 days before, and quite frankly, I don't think most of us did either. And that includes Naomi. Um, that includes Naomi. But I want to say how many days, but the days that we were filming this episode, I had my earphones in the whole time, listening to the song and just really thinking about the possibility, the remote possibility that I might win the challenge, the design challenge. You got to be ready for that. Like, I don't want to win the challenge, even if it's unlikely. I don't want to win the challenge and not be ready for the lip sync. So that whole time, I had my earphones in, memorizing the song. Um, but the time that we filmed since my arrival, and we filmed episode 1, we know what happened with my voice and then my singing, and then to then now the lip sync being in the bottom, and then the lip sync for your life. Nothing was going my way, and we get to that. I think it was verse 2. I just went blank. Like my brain just went, girl, she was gone. She gone. So this whole time that I filmed these 2 episodes just felt like, why the fuck? Sorry, hopefully I can say
No
fuck.
worries, it's all good.
Why the fuck is nothing going my way? And some of those moments you don't see on TV, they're
Yeah.
behind the scenes. It just felt like the whole process was, for me anyway, was just an uphill battle. But no, I didn't let it erode my confidence. I didn't let it throw me off or have me go on a spiral. And then out comes episode 4, Melinda, from Canada's Drag Race season 4. When you're representing a whole country, the pressure is different for you to conduct yourself with grace and respect. So that was the last thing on my mind that I wanted to unleash to the world. So I just did the best that I could, given all these things, just weird things like coming my way. Like I prepared months for this, including the song itself. I rehearsed that for a month and a half, only for me to not have my voice and be able to do all my vocal gymnastics. I couldn't do any of that at that given moment. So what do? You make the best out of what you have. and that's it.
What so when World of Wonder or BBC or whoever's spearheading UK versus the world approached you, what made you say yes to this as opposed to waiting to do something else or just deciding, I'm not ready at this time? What made you want to participate in the first place?
I was actually approached in LA during DragCon.
Oh wow.
So it wasn't a call. It wasn't a call later on that I got. It was right at DragCon in LA. I was approached by somebody. I'm not gonna say who.
Yeah.
Very high up. Very high up. I knew who they were. For somebody like that to approach you and ask you if you'd be interested in competing, are you gonna be like, oh my God, let me think about it? No, of course you're gonna be, of course you're gonna be like, you're gonna fucking go. Like, yeah. It's an opportunity that not even us Canada's Drag Race girls can say we've all had. There
Mm.
are only three of us, or well, four, including so me, Lemon, Jimbo on UK, and then Pythia on Global All Stars. Only four of us that have been in front of RuPaul. So this is another level of opportunity that comes to a drag race girl. Of course, you're going to say yes. And that whole time, there was no slowing down. It was like full throttle, and let's go.
So when you walked into the workroom for the first time, I'm assuming they had not told you. Well, actually, you didn't walk into the workroom. You walked out onto the stage.
Stage,
Who,
yeah.
who were you most surprised to see there that you were not expecting?
It wasn't even a matter of who, but like how many of them were already out. So I'm like, holy shit, there are all these bitches on stage already. And I'm like, how many more queens are coming? I didn't do the math right. I didn't count right away how many
Yeah.
queens were already on stage. But I was like, oh my God, I'm pretty far back into the lineup. So when the screen lifted again after me and it was men's shoes, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden it's RuPaul tap dancing. I'm like, these bitches put me last. And of course, they got the reaction that they wanted because the other queens were losing their shit when I appeared on stage. So I think it was all planned to get that reaction, and I'm glad it worked out for everyone for the show, and of course for myself. And then I kind of was like, "Are we the front runner? Am I the front runner? Am I the front runner? For once, I'm not the drama, but am I the front runner?" So lots of possibilities. Truly grateful though for that like once in a lifetime opportunity, because when that did air and I was at my home bar here in Edmonton, and that's and my city, Edmonton, we usually get passed over anything cool here in Canada. So any opportunity that I can give to my city for us to just be a little bit cooler or put us on the map. And then now to have that one, I would say once in a lifetime opportunity for us here in Edmonton, that room erupted and they were on their feet, and I'm glad that the show and myself that we were able to gift them with that experience.
And I have to ask. I know it's been a year, and I know you obviously were over. You just mentioned earlier how much you thought about what had happened. Did you stay close to any of the other girls? Are you friends? Were there any good friendships that came out of the show?
Oh, 100%. We have a group chat.
Okay.
So, yeah, everything's always on the group chat as far as like our feelings, how we're doing. The check-ins are on point. It's quite regular. And when it comes to check-ins, definitely for myself anyway, the ones that have now, most, if not all of them, have DM'd or messaged me on WhatsApp now. But from the get-go, it was always Serena Morena, um, uh,
Mhm.
Zahira. I know she's right now she's like staring the shit pot or whatever, but that
Mm.
girl, she's got a heart of gold. Those two definitely checked in. Naomi checked in pretty quickly as well and is also on my WhatsApp quite a bit. So definitely, probably, and I love my Canada's Drag Race season 4 sisters, but definitely these queens are just super sweet. Probably the sweetest group
Oh.
I've worked with.
I know obviously there's a lot of challenges that you did not get to do. Was there one in particular that you were super excited about that you were like crushed, maybe that you couldn't do?
Snatch Game.
Can you tell? Do you want to give away or do you want to say?
No, because if I get on another season, I want that character still. The costume is right there. I'm looking at it right now. I prepared months for that. I wrote the jokes that may or may not, I may or may not deliver. But that's the two challenges I really prepared for are Snatch Game and the any dancing or girl group challenge. Like the moment I was approached in LA, I was like, and it wasn't like they were casting me at that time. It was just kind of like we're fielding interest, right? So in my mind, I'm like, bitch, you gotta get ready. I went back to dance classes right away. So I spent months preparing for this. So mostly for Snatch Game and any dance performance challenge, like girl group challenge. I prepared myself mentally, emotionally, and physically for this competition.
You'd also done the Traitors Canada before this. Were you going in with more confidence because you'd also done something like that as well?
100%. You saw me walking onto that stage, and I was like, right? I wasn't even planning it. I was just kind of like the screen lifted, and I'm like, I knew I was so happy and so proud of what I was wearing that I was like, I had that moment because I already have that experience in being in such a cutthroat environment. Sure, drag race can be cutthroat, but Pulte Traitors is far more difficult and far more cutthroat. The lying, the conniving, the sussing each other out every day, the psychological drama that is at Traitors definitely prepared me for UK versus the World season 3.
I have a quick question about that for future even Traitors Canada seasons. Is there any you must watch all the Canadian seasons, I'm assuming.
100%.
Who
And UK.
who do you think from Canada's Drag Race would be a great traitor? Not someone who's going to go home in 2 episodes, but someone who could actually like make it to the end. I feel like in the US we have this problem where with Bob and Monet, they're like too out. You need to be quiet. You need quiet. Is there a quiet queen from Canada's Drag Race who could make it to the end of Traitors Canada?
Honestly, I had high hopes for Kitten, and she should have been a traitor. Kitten would have definitely eaten her kittens alive. It's just sad that she was cast as a faithful, and because she was such a faithful, there was no other choice but for she was not going to get banished because she was so loved. So there was no choice but for the spoiler alert, but for the
Sorry.
traitors to eliminate her, right? But she would have been a great traitor because no one would suspect her. So I feel like Karine Vanasse, that was a miscast. Kitten should have been a traitor.
I guess my last question is for you. You've just experienced over the last 24 hours an outpouring seemingly of love on social media, which you so deserve. And I'm just going to tell you, you should not have gone home from that. You're going to watch that lip sync, and you, I love both you guys, you two queens, but yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. But will we see more of you? Are you still excited about doing drag? Is that still a passion for you moving forward?
I really thought that I was like, okay, maybe it's time to move on to other things. But listen, I have this fire under my ass right now to do all kinds of things. I want to be known as an artist first and then as a drag artist. I want to be a person, I want to be known as a person, as even as Mike Dorado, which is my non-drag self.
Yep.
I want to be known as that person, as that artist who also happens to do drag. So now that I've doors have been open for me and I've discovered my power as my non-drag self as well, I am hoping for all kinds of projects to come my way, and I can almost taste it. Something is coming up this year, and whether that's in drag or not in drag, I will definitely welcome it and give it, give you all the full Melinda Verga experience. I'm just happy to answer this call in my life to be an entertainer at such a late stage in my life. At 45 was when I got cast on Canada's Drag Race. For me to answer that calling that I had so denied and pushed back because that was not the way to make a living, overall, or here in Canada or anywhere else in the world. I pushed it back, but when I finally said yes to that, I have never been more proud of a job that I've ever had in my life than being an entertainer and being this persona that everyone just lives for. So
Well,
you'll see
listen,
more of me.
it's never too late, and your run is not over. I can't wait to see what you do next. Melinda, Mike, thank you so much for taking the time. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and please watch the episode. I feel like you might exhale. You might watch
I
it go. You might
my
exhale.
my healing process will be complete when I do.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you so
day.
much for having.